Hey everybody, welcome back to Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home. To the moon!
Feet minus 1. 8 feet minus 1. Contact. Man. Okay, Houston, the Falcon is on the plane at Hadley. Roger, Roger, Falcon.
Hey everybody, welcome back. So, I said to the moon, or the other guy said to the moon. So, yes, today's shave is all about the moon, space travel, Apollo, and stuff like that. I mean, I've even got my space rock that I'm wearing on one hand, and then my Bulova Apollo 15 homage, or anniversary watch, I should say. Dave Scott, who was the commander of Apollo 15, wore a watch very similar to this. It didn't have the gold accents on it, on the moon in August of 1971. And so that's kind of the theme for today's shave. We're also going to announce the final results for the the 777SR, or the straight razor round 2. We'll do that at the end. But before we get started, don't forget www.theshavingcadre.com. Please come and visit us. We'd certainly appreciate it. And the channel would really appreciate it if you'd click on the barber pole with the cowboy hat. That'll get you subscribed. And then down here somewhere, you'll ring a bell, and that'll get you notifications of all new videos. And then also check out in the description area, check out all the channels that I've listed. These are folks that support this channel, support the TSC, both shaving and non-shaving, and some of the channels are just a lot of fun. So, what are we using today? Well, we are going to use 11 Shaving Apollo. Now, what I found out about this, because I'm a complete lunkhead, is that you may know this shaving company under another name. I did not know that. But anyhow, Apollo was brought out on the 50th anniversary of the Apollo moon mission, Apollo 11. And it's just a beautiful artwork. And this is a dupe or an homage to Creed Aventus, which my favorite scent. So that makes nice. Well, except for English Fern, but that's a different story. Anyhow, that's what we're doing. As far as the razor today, we're going to be using a Globusman Capital 6/8. That's been taken across the balsa strop a few times. The brush we're going to be using is a Sorrentino Corleone with a synthetic knot. Now, I said, and then of course we'll be using some aftershaves and the Creed Eau de Parfum at the end of the shave. But isn't it amazing how this soap container looks a lot like this soap container? Well, this is one of my favorite scents. It's an orange, beautiful, and it was by a company called Sapone de Palo. Well, what I didn't realize until I started doing research is this is the same company. And it's neat to know that you can still get this, just not under the Sapone de Palo name. It's under just 11 Shaving. And so that's kind of cool. And so it's nice to see that Palo is still doing things. And so, go figure. I didn't know. All right, let's get started today. Hope everybody's doing well. We're looking forward to a Zoom call today, so that'll be nice as well. This is a wonderful, wonderful dupe and homage to Creed Aventus. And really, when you think about it, the fact that it's called Apollo is, I mean, I'm even wearing my NASA shirt. Because I am a collector of everything Apollo and everything, well, actually everything Mercury, Gemini, Apollo, Apollo Soyuz, and probably soon to be Artemis when they get things rolling again, as well as SpaceX. My generation grew up as space nerds with the original Star Trek, all the original sci-fis, and then, of course, being able to watch all of the moon landings. So this is a soap that I wanted. It's unobtainium, but I was able to get some, which is nice. This soap is very easy to lather, will take on a lot of water, and feels very, very slick on the face. Just wonderful, wonderful stuff. This is the first time I've shaved with this razor, taking it across the convex balsa strop that was provided to me by Bill M. And so it's going to be interesting to see how this razor does. This is one of my older razors. I've had it forever. I think this is one of my last remaining edges that was done on my Shaptons before I switched over to a Cauticule. And the CBN balsa strop really livened the edge up. I don't know why I don't shave with this razor more often, because, well, I think it's because it's on shelf number 3, and I just don't open that up very often. The reason why I chose this razor today is I don't have a Cape Kennedy, which I really would have liked to have, but this is called the Globusman Capitol, and that looks a lot like the top end of, it's the Capitol building, but it looks like the top end of the Saturn V rocket. Let's see how the first pass did. It felt pretty good. Oh, wonderful. Oh, and before I forgot, we've got some great news. I'd like to introduce you to, and you've seen it before, but the Nurse Dave's, we're going to call this the Cosmic Poker Chip, and also the Barber Dave's shaving device. These are now fully approved for all future TSC space flights. So that's the selection process for that to happen was a lot. So any flights that the TSC puts into space, those will be on it. As I said, this soap, I'm still getting used to the 11 soaps. I've used the Saponde, the orange, the sweet orange, a few times, and it will take on a lot of water, and so I'm still getting used to the hydration of the water itself. But this one is a very nice tribute to not only Apollo, because you figure Aventus, you know, big stuff, and but it's definitely nice. Hopefully, our prayers go out to the folks in Northern and Central California, as well as the whole West Coast. They got storms stacked up, waiting, and they've got historical flooding going on. We've been lucky, or I guess you could say unlucky, that those storms have missed us, because we definitely always can use the rain here in the Southwest. But the way that the storms are moving, it's just going north of us. We're supposed to get a little bit of rain next week, but we'll see what happens. That was almost a disaster. And if you've straight shaved long enough, those type of oopsies can happen. And as much as we try to learn to let go and let the razor drop to the floor, we usually try to save them. Luckily on that one, I caught it by the handle. So for all you straight shavers out there, both new and old, do the one thing that none of us all do. Keep your hands dry. But no blood, so we're good to go. First two passes were great. Probably need to refresh this razor just a bit more. Because like I said, it's... but I think as I use the convex balsa, it'll get better. That's what I've noticed with all of the edges. And then eventually I will either start honing, super curve honing, or I'll send them off to have done. Because I am definitely a convert. And I can thank Bill M for that. This Globusman's a nice, very nice full hollow blade, and just fun to use. Reason why I'm waiting till the end to announce the winners of the contest is I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see. And yes, the majority of my shaves are done out of muscle memory. I mean, I can see what I'm shaving, but it's pretty blurry. So... I also want to give a shout out to Stephen Hasai on the Shaving Cadre. He's a huge NASA guy too, so this is really kind of a tribute shave to him as well. Okay, let's see if we need any cleanup. Yeah, maybe just a little bit. I missed a little spot there. Yeah. But not too much. And I think that's mostly just me not using this edge very much. There we go. go. Just a tremendous shave. Okay. Very nice DS-BBS shave. Let's see what the alum says. I think I'm probably going to get a little bit of a bite just based on the razor. Yeah, actually not bad at all. As far as what we're going to be using for the aftershave and the EDP, we're going to be using the True Creed Aventus for the EDP. But as far as the aftershave concern, I was trying to find the closest to the Apollo. Also, we're going to be using Quinn's Lavender today. We'll let that dry down a little bit. And when looking at an aftershave, because I do not have the aftershave for the Apollo, most Creed homages or dupes or clones, whatever you want to call them, seem to go heavy on either the pineapple or on some of the base notes. The ones that I love the best are obviously the Aventus, but when and then you've got the Fine Platinum, you've got the Executive Band by Sterling, and then you've got Ethos Success. The Ethos Success is a wonderful, wonderful fragrance. However, it is definitely a little bit more pineapple forward and strong than the other two, whereas the Fine is more of the base notes, but a little bit of pineapple. So the closest one I found as far as an aftershave that matches the Aventus Parfum and the soap is Sterling Executive Man. It's the closest overall. So that's what we're going to be using today. It's the one that I found that has the true... and I used to be, I've gone through 4 or 5 bottles of the Creed Platinum. And I do feel that the Executive Man by Sterling is actually the closest of all of them. Now, I don't know if Rod makes an EDP for Executive Man. I'm sure he does. So we may be looking at that. But when you have the real stuff, there's really no need to get the parfum from another one. So forth. For our talc today, we're going to use something neutral, Men and Shave talc. And this jar was gifted to me by my partner, CB Lindsay, in the TSC. And it is from the Apollo era. So, like I said, we're trying to be matchy-matchy all the way across the board today. And apparently, as the famous words from Buzz Aldrin in Apollo 11, 5 down, 2.5, picking up some dust. Poof, we're definitely picking up some dust. But in this case, talc dust. Boy, was that geeky or what? Okay, and then for the, we will be using Creed Aventus for the original, and I am very, very low on this stuff. Looks like we're going to be mortgaging the house and getting some more. The nice thing is you don't have to use a lot of it. All right, folks, that's the shave. So let's talk about the contest. Okay, so the contest had 7 razors in it. And you can look back at the other videos. I'm not going to go over that. And the contest was that if you put the razors in order, and I have not looked to see what people put in order, so I don't know if we had an exact match or if we're going to have to put everybody into a random drawing, which I will announce tomorrow on tomorrow's shave, so make sure you stick around. But when I evaluated the shaves to go into round 2, because the round 1 winner, which will be going into the quarterfinals or semifinals, is the Philly 13. So the second razor that will be going in is and was the Stark. Overall, as far as the quality of the shave, the keenness of the razor, how I like using it, the intimidation factor, that was the best one. So the Stark was the first, which was razor number 1. The second was the Genco Easy Aces, which was razor number 5. The Korat Ice Dragon, which is razor number 4, was the 3rd spot. The CVH MK31, which was number 7, took the 4th spot. The Dorco took the 5th spot. The Chevalier, the Whacker Chevalier took the 6th spot. And as you probably all figured, the TA La Legende brought up the rear end of that. So as far as the numbers are concerned, it was 1, 5, 4, 7, 3, 6, 2. Again, 1, 5, 4, 7, 3, 6, 2. So check your entries, and we'll go from there. Now, for those of you who are waiting from contests from both pre-holiday, including the TSC Christmas party and everything else, that's what we're working on this week, obviously with the holidays, so we'll be getting out, as well as the soap sample for the new ombre shop. So that's it, folks. I certainly appreciate you joining us here at Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful remaining rest of the day. Have a blessed Sunday, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.